Hello and welcome to another episode of The Card Show. Got it right. I am joined by the one, the only Ben, or also known as Third Down Ben, also known as the brains behind the operation of Third Down. I'm going to say that because
Yeah,
obviously Katie can't hear me, right? So,
yeah, she's not here today, so you good.
so yeah, I can say you're the brains, you're the
Easily.
looks, you're everything. We all know who the real brains and the looks are behind the operation, but while you're here, it's definitely
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
you. How you doing?
Oh, good, mate. Oh, good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I'm honoured to have you on again. Obviously we have a good friendship as well outside of the pod, so it's good to have you on. But I really thought it was a good time with the growth of not only yourself and the company and what's going on, but also the hobby and how it's sort of both together just gone up, up, up. I think it's such an inspirational story for people that are starting out in a hobby that are, or even been in a hobby for a while and thought about taking the next step for themselves, but haven't. And yeah, I think your story, the Third Down story, is such an inspirational one. So for people who maybe don't know, if you've got a quick elevator pitch of your origins of how you get into the hobby and where you're up to now, and we'll nitpick and talk about things that have gone
Y-
through the way.
Yeah, definitely. So we started out as Third Down Collectibles years ago, and it was from lockdown. I run a stairlift company as well, and we needed some parts for that, so we got a 3D printer and started printing off parts. And at the same time, I found Pristine Auctions. Um,
Dangerous,
you know how it
dangerous.
goes.
Yeah.
And then just had a load of helmets kicking about, and I think you can see back there the helmets on the wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
For them.
Yeah, so that was the first product we ever made. It was like a helmet mount, to try and get rid of the helmets at least because they're not the easiest thing to store, are they? Like,
No.
so we got some helmet mounts, stuck them on the wall, and obviously I like making stuff and doing stuff. Chris is the one, like me and Chris used to run a bonfire years ago, which doesn't
What?
sound like, yeah. So when we play cricket together, we ran a bonfire,
Okay.
and it was a bit like one of those, you see on Facebook where like somebody starts a party and then like 1,000 people rock up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We did that at the local cricket fields, and I think the first time we did it without proper planning and stuff, we must have had 3 or 4 thousand people there.
Jesus.
So yeah, I think we did that for 3 or 4 years. So we sort of knew how we could work together. He was always the sales side.
Just.
Yeah, but yeah, he was the sales side. So I made the stuff. Then Chris went and sold it. He's in all the Facebook groups, he chatting away and stuff like that. And then it sort of snowballed from, can you make this? Can you make that? And then he wanted to do card stands because he was into cards at the time. I'd never heard of it. So it was a bit like, I don't know if there's a market for this. And then he kept on pushing and pushing. And then we started with the custom card stands, like the old 3D printed ones. So we started
Yeah.
doing them and we thought, oh, we'll go do a show.
As I've got something to the side here.
Yeah.
Could reach
You
everyone
probably got
else.
the old ones, haven't you?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
proper old
probably.
ones.
Remember this one?
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
we
So
go.
we started making those, started doing the card shows, then went into supplies, then backboards, mats, all that sort of stuff. And then we ran in a container outside. So that's where we used to store everything. And the shop came open, or came up for rent. We were like, should we? Took a bit of persuading for everyone, but I managed to sort of make everyone go, oh yeah, we should give it a try. And now we have a full shop in just outside of Bradford. I think we're rocking up to, we're saying, I think by a couple of months, we plan to have sort of 12 employees, something like that. So yeah, we do everything from wax, singles, breaking, grading, cleaning, supplies, you name it. We pretty much do everything under one roof.
Yeah, that's it's incredible. I also didn't know how much we have to thank Chris then. If he didn't keep pushing about the card stands, we might not have
Oh
been
yeah,
here,
yeah,
right? Yeah, because you didn't
yeah.
believe it. Oh, never knew
Oh,
Chris could be so persuasive.
yeah. The first time I ever came across it was London Card Show. I think it was the second one.
Yeah,
We went
Tolworth.
down with all the stuff, and yeah, that was the first time. And then we did probably a handful more, and then you start ripping boxes, and then. But yeah, yeah,
Man,
he is the reason why we're in a lot of card stuff. And
it's
now it's
like,
predominantly what we do.
yeah, man, like it's great. I mean, obviously, going to give you guys your flowers because again, that story is just it's just crazy, right? From lockdown and pristine orchards to now at 12 employees. I
Yeah.
mean, let's also talk about what happened in the weekend with the break with Charles
Uh,
Oliveira. Like if someone told you that a few years ago, right?
no,
You would have believed them.
I'll be honest. I don't know much about UFC. Like, I respect the sport. Like,
Yeah.
there's obviously a lot of discipline. It's a bit like boxing. A lot of discipline, lots of stuff to get there. Not a fan of watching people getting beaten up. So I had a steep learning curve into it. But yeah, like, what a guy! It's the first time I've ever been around anyone of that stature. If you know what I mean, like
Yeah. Like
they're
there's a
just a
difference
little
in
bit
it.
different, aren't they? Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was just something else.
Yeah. I remember the first time, I think mine was Chris Eubanks Senior as a kid.
Mm.
There was just something like you said, it's just that aura, right? There's just this they just
Yeah,
hold themselves so different. I mean, he was obviously a very eclectic person anyway, Chris Eubanks Senior, but I was just like, oh yeah, I was just in awe of like, wow, there's a difference between them and us,
oh yeah,
them and me. Yeah, I was just like, wow. So
yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. I
It,
mean, sorry, carry on.
no, I was gonna say we so we sponsored the gym down the road basically. We did
Yeah,
it
but
not knowing this. They have like
that's a good story as well. So get that as well. Kind of crazy to hear that a card shop now is sponsoring a local mixed martial arts gym as well, which is kind of crazy.
yeah. So a couple of kids that came into the shop, they go down there and then they were sort of talking between the two and they were taking cards down. And then the guy came in and said he runs like a foundation for people that can't afford it.
Oh, nice.
A town centre, there's not, it doesn't sound like you need a lot, but by the time you've got all your stuff and pads
Oh
and
yeah.
things like that, it soon racks up.
Yep.
So we started sponsoring the gym for that. And then he said he does these seminars. Never heard of like MMA seminars or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, and then he said, I think it was Jay Super last year, back end of last year, he came up.
Yes.
So he was the first one where we sort of he tried it out, and then bang, straight into Charles Oliveira, which to the week before, I wasn't sure if we were getting catfished. I'll be honest. He's that big,
I'm
and
not
like
surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
because you're going through so many people as well.
Yeah.
There's a language barrier, things like that, and then he was doing a Instagram story, and he was like, "Oh, he's going to put it out some point the week after the fight." And then it just kept on getting closer and closer. And it was like Friday night when he landed at Heathrow. And I was like, I was literally almost streaming in the next room. I laid on the floor. I was panicking. I was like, no. But yeah, it was this. The break was mental. Like the UFC cards, he wasn't too bothered about. But when he got to Pokemon,
Yeah,
eyes lit up and off he went.
it's crazy, isn't it? It's similar with I forget his name. He attends London Card Show now. They sponsor him. It's kind of bad I forgot his name.
Nathaniel Wood.
There we go. Yeah, Nathaniel Wood, right.
Yeah.
He not into UFC, loves Pokemon side. It's crazy that whole like anime side of all for those. I get it because of it's very martial art. He's all the anime, but yeah, it's crazy how much they just don't care about their own products. It's mental.
Yeah, I think it seemed a bit run of the mill from opening the cards, and then we gave him the Pokemon and just a little smile on his face. Am I allowed to swear on this one?
Yeah.
It is not quite offensive, but like one thing we found out on the stream, what pica means in Portuguese.
Okay.
You know as well, don't you?
Yeah. I know. My Portuguese is not as good as Spanish, but because it's very similar. Hola, buen dia, buenos dias. You know what I mean? There's that's. I always find it's a lot of languages, especially like Italian, French, Catalonian as well, very Latin based. So you find a lot of the words being the same, like mercy and all that stuff. So yeah, obviously visiting Portugal. Yeah, so you have to pick up a few of the offensive words just because of people for the road rage that you get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oren was streaming, and he was shouting pikas in the chat for Charles. And Charles doesn't speak much English. I think he speaks a little bit, but his interpreter was sort of like his interpreter as well. Weirdly, he only is his manager.
Okay.
Him and Bob Sinclair. You know, from World Hold On.
That's all.
That's it. That's all he manages.
Hey, if it pays the bills, right?
Yeah. I mean, he was trying to get us to get him on the stream at some point, but Yeah, it was he was sat behind Umar and Umar was shouting because in the chat for Charles, and Charles was laughing, his manager was laughing, and then once he composed himself, he explained what it meant.
I just hope Omar wasn't involved in shouting bigger, bigger, bigger. Ah!
So yeah, outside that, actually watching him in going into the seminar. So we'd cleaned up, we'd packed up and everything,
Yeah.
and we went out to pack up the car, and he turned left, and he was just sat there on the seat in the middle of the hallway, getting ready to go in. Just sat there, rash guard, shorts and everything.
Jesus.
And then about 2 minutes later, you just hear the sports hall erupt and him walk into it. So we followed him out. It was like almost like doing a rim walk. It was mental.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's close as ever you're going to get to that sort of thing. But
I mean,
following him out.
yeah. I mean, again, like you've had obviously a prior UFC like experience with UFC last year, and then you've obviously had the drummer. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Colin.
Yeah. So you're sort of mingling in these circles, my friend. God knows what's going to happen next.
Yeah, I think people just love Northerners. That's what it is.
Some Northerners, yeah. Some Northerners.
Right side of the finance.
Yeah, that's that.
And then we've got the next one's Tom Aspinall and Demetrius Johnson.
And that's one weekend, right? Back
one
to back.
weekend, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, one Saturday. That's crazy. The heavyweight champ of the world, and now going to be one of the greatest martial artists in the world.
Yeah,
Mighty Mouse. Yeah, crazy. Do you get catfish for this one, or you happy that this is legit now?
I'm all right. I think
I'm all right.
Yeah, I'll probably still be until they put like the story out or there's some link between. I'm always nervous. Like the problem, you can't not advertise it, so you've got to put yourself out there.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I was like, I was sat worrying like, what if he don't turn up?
Yeah.
Or what if it's like Charlie Oliveira and it's like his brother or something? You know what I mean?
The lookalike, yeah, the lookalike.
Yeah. It's always a panic with stuff like that, isn't it? Like,
I mean, maybe I could get away being Mighty Mouse. I'll just cut my hair and probably like similar sort of height and weight. To be fair, we could probably do it.
Yeah.
I might be a bit taller. We mean, like you said about putting yourself out there, like you've obviously done that so much over these last 4 or 5 years, and it's obviously paid off, quite massively. I mean, people always talk about third down stands at shows, right? Not only were you at every show prior to putting all the shows from the first sort of shows, the growth of what you put into shows as well, from just one table with, let's say, the custom stands, then it was like 2 tables with maybe have some like backboards, whatever it may be, and now you've got full activation centers, you've got singles there, you're doing live breaking, not only at your stand, but with eBay Live. I mean, like, do you ever pinch yourself and think, this is my life now, this is crazy, like how good it is? Because I presume from the outside it looks amazing. Like I guess I can say it's amazing.
Yeah, it's mental to say, like, coming from like Stairless, like mentioned, where it's like hard work, long days, constantly driving around, to this, I say it a lot, but it's not really a job. Like, it's not, like, even when it's hard, it's stressful because we're doing so much.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of the pressure is from, I think, my own expectations a lot of the time. So, and I've come to learn that if I'm my biggest critic, then there's nothing that's really going to shock me with that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Which has sort of put me at ease with myself, I think, a little bit. So that's why I'm on podcasts a lot more, doing a lot more content, that sort of thing. And the way we head is like, the one thing we have on the side is personality. Everyone that we employ has to fit the mold of third down. Not just the point of like having a bit of a screw loose, but like they have to have almost like the moral side as well. Like, if we ever think they're because in this hobby, you're going to be in a position where it's so easy to take the money and run.
Hey, ever seen us late that way in a hobby, unfortunately?
Yeah. And like, we worked out the other day, like, until October last year, me and Chris had never taken a penny out of the business. We'd never taken a wage or anything.
Wow.
So like, everything we ever bought, everything we'd put in was either funded by us or through the business. So like, we'd put a lot of work and effort in to make this standing.
Yeah.
And that is ultimately what we push into everyone. The first thing that comes into it is make sure you do the right thing. And if you're unsure what the right thing is, ask. Like, the hobby is all about personality. It's about sort of trust and things like that. And as soon as you lose that trust, I think you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Which is why we try to keep at shows, we try to keep everything open. So like you've seen the breaking, you've seen every aspect of the breaking. You've seen the cleaning done there, you've seen the content being made, you see every person that's in a green hoodie is either a friend of ours that have helped out since the beginning or they're an employee. Because I think you can't hide in this hobby sort of thing. If you're at shows and things like that, we have to hold ourselves to a standard because you don't want to be being screamed at a show. If that makes sense. I'm rambling on a little
sure.
bit.
No, I mean, I think that's it's quite relevant as well because obviously what's with the delay in PSA, I'm still again in certain groups or even some Discord, to be fair, seeing sort of I don't say shade thrown, but people throwing accusations at certain middlemen because they maybe don't understand how long actually it takes for PSA to deal cards. And you like I said, sometimes you can't just bury your head in the sand and you have to hold yourself accountable and say stuff. And sometimes these people don't, and it's kind of like, oh, it's kind of worse for not answering people's questions and sort of stuff to just educate them a little bit. I think that's what's what's been so great about your guys' sort of evolution, if you will, or the growth is essentially it's gone from the stands of you learning the hobby as well, and then taking on people of all sort of range of knowledge in the hobby. And then you get someone like Jordan who's kind of new to the hobby and then start a podcast where you can educate people on a journey very similar to him instead of having someone sort of not so much talk down. So I don't feel like I personally talk down to people, but educate them a different point of view. Sometimes I can miss parts, right? That someone who's newer might be like, oh, but I don't understand this part of it. I'm like, oh yeah, because for me it's day one sort of thing. Whereas you got someone who's a day one, who's explaining it as day one, kind of makes it a lot more relatable. And to have that encompassed under now the umbrella of Third Down, it just shows the growth and the stature of you guys and the hard work you're putting in. So yeah, again, give you your roses. I mean, this is just a great podcast for you guys, right? Just getting your roses for me and your
yeah,
Jesus.
It's going for about 3 hours, mate. It'll be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's often the thing of like I'm a big believer if you have a question, somebody else is going to have the same question.
Yeah.
And especially like I've been from having the business before I was actually a collector, I understand what it's like to be in a room and not want to ask a question. Everyone just assumes you know the information.
Yeah.
And you're at that point, you don't want to go, oh, what's that? So that's why, like, when we bring like Jordan in, and he's asking all the questions, we want him to sort of put that onto a podcast because then it puts other people at ease as well. And I think the more you educate people, the longer they stay in the hobby and the better experience they have in the hobby.
100%.
So that's a big thing with it.
Yeah, like I said, it's that enjoyment, right? You don't enjoy it if you feel like you're a dumb one, right? If also if you're dumb, even if it's the same question everyone pronounces it, and there'll be people in there that fake it all. They'll nod and say, "Oh yeah, of course I know," but they don't really know.
Yeah,
so
I did that a lot.
Yeah, I still do.
Yeah.
I still do. Yeah, people are like, when you start collecting properly, I'm like, early 90s, like Merlin stickers for me. Merlin stickers is I don't think I'll ever beat that era as well. It's the worst thing. Like, so just showed the stand there, the Giannis on there. And I always think I want to try go back and trying to find those. I can't remember who has them, like the old school Merlin books and sticker albums. And it's like that whole era as a kid. Obviously, there's no penny sleeves them days. Just going around into school like, God needs this. Swap. Yeah, okay. Getting a shiny in a pack was just like mind blowing. And now it's like, refractors are like, oh no, I need numbered, I need an auto. It's like the chase is bigger, the heart eights are bigger. It's crazy. So yeah, like the game changed so much, but you love it still, don't we? We love it still.
Oh yeah, I remember we did some content with the Topps stickers and the EFL stickers as well. That took me right back, ripping the pack and getting them out.
Oh god, yeah.
Takes you back to being like 6-7 year old, doesn't it? Just walking around like a
yeah. I used to have a band as well. I used to have a band on it. That's how bad it was. A band. I remember that I had a select few that I personally made like a little holder. It was like a piece of paper, and this is how bad it was. It was like sellotape, obviously on the other side, and then sellotape on the other side. Like a double-sided tape sort of thing to stick it together. It was. I used to put them in there. It's like, yeah, they're good ones, and it could slide them out nicely. Oh man, the times. And then for cards, it was Pokemon cards for me. Yeah, I remember someone had Pocket Monster cards. I wasn't really for me. Then a year later, when it was like, or 2 years later, we were like 96, 98, so 98, secondary school. Yeah, Pokemon is just massive. Like that was like you'd buy a pack, sell them singles to pay for your lunch, basically.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's what it was. You know, what I mean, I loved collecting them, but again, I see it as well, right? I didn't come from I didn't come from a wealthy family. I get like £1 or something for lunch. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
I think it's
Man,
good education, though, isn't it?
Ah, mate, it taught me so much, and I think again, you know, when sometimes you have to sell it, you have to sell it to eat.
Yeah.
Then when you have money, you want that card back again. Like you want the stuff you couldn't have, right? So then you have that hunger now for them. Again, I picked up my where is it? It's buried. I picked up a Charizard card the other day, and it's for my son. But at the same time,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the bug is here. Oh, I'm gonna want the ones I never had as a kid. It's horrible. So yeah, another expensive wormhole. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Wait till he's walking around shows and things like that, and you're like, yoink, yoink. It's a perfect excuse.
Yeah. No.
It's
No. Yeah. No. No. No.
the
I think
worst
that's
bit is as well. All the
that's how I,
favors that you're having with people, they give it to your kids.
yeah.
So
But then I feel bad. So then I'm like, oh, I can't take it. Can't. Let's do this. And then he's just running around thinking it's yeah. Then I think he's spoiled. Then I'm gonna hate him because I wasn't spoiled as a kid. So then I'm just gonna hate my own son. I do this now sometimes. I mean, I don't want to go on these domestic rants, but yeah, sometimes I look at him and think, you lucky boy. I never done this, me. Tell you, look at this house you're living in. Look at this. I never had a fireplace. Yeah, the TVs like this. I never had this.
no
Still
pianos.
don't. Yeah, still don't. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I know we're a bit tied for time here because obviously, yet with the growth of the business, you're working. Is there anything you want to wrap up with? I think the story has been a great story for people.
No, is anything you want to cover? I'm a bit. I can't remember what you actually put on the plan.
It was
Ask away.
basically I just wanted your story again out there, and obviously to talk about what's coming up. We just touched on the Arsenal, but I just think at this time now where we're seeing a lot more people, I don't want to say elevate themselves, but you know, sort of realize that this hobby can be a business for them, or can be more than just a hobby for them. They are moving in different ways. I think your story is one of the probably the shining lights in the UK hobby, really, for your growth. Like I said, from someone who didn't know this existed and had to get persuaded by his partner Chris that hey, car stands, you know, has led to this business now. I just think it's like a really good time to get that story out. Again, I know you probably do it on your own podcast, but it's obviously it's just a good one from someone who isn't involved in it to talk about it and prior to information. Like I never knew about the bonfire scenario. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was mental. No, I think looking towards the XL and things like that, I think that's going to really sort of separate the ones that want to push themselves.
Yeah.
I think this isn't sort of throwing shade at anyone. I think you have to step away from it being, if you want to make something of it, you have to step away from being a hobby at the minute.
Yeah.
And push that. There's coming through the shop and coming through card cleaning and stuff, you see all sorts of cards. I think you become a bit numb to it to a point. Yeah, you like the stuff that's a bit quirky and you don't see a lot and things like that. But I think the price that you've got to pay to be in places like the XL and do shows like the XL, I think you have to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Outside of it, and I think it's not all monetary worth that you'll get back from being at the XL show. You never know who you're going to be vending next to. You don't know who's going to come to your table. You don't know who's going to be there. All things that we'll find out at the time. But I think that's a lot of what we did is that we put a lot of time and effort into shows. We didn't until probably 2 years ago. We were losing money every time we went to London. It was just advertising, marketing, making contacts, and I think you've got to go through that to build it.
But that's the thing, right? It's about having a long-term vision. Like I said, you're not always going to get that monetary value right back. You know, you're going to spend the money to go to this London show, have the table, you know, the accommodation, the travel, etc. And it's not about getting it back. It's the connections you'll make that will pay off in 6 months, a year, 18 months time, sort of thing. Like you have to believe in yourself, believe in the process. And like I said, you didn't take a wage out of the business, you know, which I didn't know about for so long. So, you know, people have to realize that there is times you have to eat the proverbial shit to have better days, right? And just believe in yourself, trust the process. And I think the best thing is now, if you are starting out and trying to do this, you're probably in the best position you could be because there's so many people around you that have took that next step,
Oh,
so you
yeah.
can ask for advice and miss some pitfalls potentially. So
Yeah.
it's it's a great time. It's a great
There's
time.
so much people don't realize how good they are, and I think that's a big thing. Like there's a lot of people that come into the shop. You'll see the potential in them to do content, or whether they're buying, selling,
Yeah,
streaming, whatever. A lot of people have it. Like Charlie from Aces Sports Cars. If you've ever spoke to him and his missus, absolutely hilarious. They're so funny. Like it's relatably funny as well.
yeah,
But until you mention it to them, they're a bit like, well, this is just normal life. It's like you put a camera next to them, stateside lads as well. Put a camera on them, your content will blow up.
yeah. They did a lot more content. Obviously I've been like on and off socials for a while, but I've nipped on the other week, and yeah, they did one where it's like like a TikTok thing. Yeah, it's quite
Yeah,
funny. Yep. I
yeah.
was like, oh, okay, the game. Okay, nice.
They're funny lads, aren't they? Like,
Oh yeah,
and I think that's all we have from our biggest thing in the shop. I say biggest thing a lot. One of the big things in the shop is like just be yourself to the streamers or whoever, and like
authenticity,
people,
right? Authenticity
yeah,
rules.
exactly that. And there's so many people in the hobby that you sit and chat to, and you're like, that's a really interesting story. Use that to advertise yourself, or everyone's got a differentiating factor, and
Oh,
just use that to build your business, and you'll be surprised how quick it builds.
Serious.
Yeah, like a lot of the stuff we get is just from being us. The UFC fighters is just from, we like to sponsor things to help out where we can.
Yeah, your local gym.
Yeah, and like just from that is where we've got all this. So yeah, just if there's any advice for anyone, is be yourself, and yeah, go be you. Just put it on camera and go figure out what you're good at.
Yeah. Again, I think that go be you is great advice. And also it's like I said, like I think it's from Gary Vee, right? The giver, be the giver, right? Don't always have to receive. Like you can just give.
Yeah.
Like you would give back to your community, and look what happened. You give back to your community who had a foundation for kids that couldn't afford stuff, and it's led to 3 arguably the best MMA artists to do it. Kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
The lineup after this is we've got the Aspinall and Demetrius Johnson. After that, we've got Alex Pereira.
Jesus.
And then after that, we've got GSP. And then there's one that we're lining up for next year that if we pull off, will be mental.
I'm hearing it's Patrick Mahomes. So I'm hearing.
Yeah.
You got the real Mahomes. So I'm hearing after the ACL.
Yeah, there's you and him in the room just doing like a combine thing to find out who's the real Mahomes. That's all it is.
I can't do the voice, so definitely him.
Definitely him. I'm not one to often blow on trumpet, but I think if we do it, it'll probably be the biggest stream.
Yeah, that's massive for not obviously your business, but also the UK hobby.
Yeah.
So let me just pause 1 second. Someone on the freaking door. Bang that. Right, back in the room. That was horrendous. But yeah, I just think that it's crazy to have that lineup you've got and to have what's coming. Obviously, you're not going to reveal the last one, which is crazy. But yeah, like you said, you should play your own trumpet. I think this is the problem. Is like people are, I can't play my own trumpet. I don't play my own trumpet. Sometimes you got to, man. Like I said, your own worst critic. You got to be your own biggest fan, man. And like the hard work you put in has led to these opportunities, which is going to grow your business, grow the hobby in the UK, and I hope a lot more people get on board with that sort of stuff of promoting not only what you're doing, but because I think I'm a big believer of a rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah, I used that saying somewhere else, I think. I nicked it for some. I think it was Hobby Nonsense when we were on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I think it is. I think we'll always help people where we can, not just sort of selling and things, but people come in the shop often, and the breakers and things like that. And technically the competition, but we'll always help people. So I think like if you do things the right way and you've got right competition, it'll bring more people to the platform, and the better competition you have, more likely people are going to stop leaving things going wrong and things like that from the hobby.
Oh yeah,
I think it just builds a better.
yes, it's like say point about having that standard, right? If you're living by that standard, then if you're helping people to also be that standard, whether it's your rival or not, it raises the standard, right? Then you raise your standard a little bit more.
Yeah,
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 it's
exactly that.
massive. Where can people reach you now that you're more social? Where can people reach you and contact you and say, Ben, what do I do with this?
Just message Chris and just ask him to pass on the message, just to annoy him. We're not Third Down Ben on Instagram. Third Down UK on all the socials, things like that. Yeah, and our shows often walking on the camera.
Yeah, I'd say definitely. If you obviously are following the socials of Third Down, but make sure you are. I also put on notifications because you don't want to miss out tickets to these seminars. To get the knowledge from these great guys, but also be involved in the streams, which obviously sounds like it's going to be a lot of swear words chucked in there.
I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize how much they actually got involved in the seminars.
Yeah,
Like
it's a proper teaching
yeah,
experience.
like this. We're watching it and like he was trying to show something, and obviously the language barrier was kicking in there. So he just got in and rolled around the floor with this fella, put like a leg lock, and he's like,
just fought for a title. What,
Yeah,
6 days ago? Yeah, 6 days ago. Yeah, then next minute you roll around some randomer. Crazy.
yeah, but yeah,
But what a story, right? To tell. Oh yeah, just rolling around on the mat with Charles Oliveira.
that's
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Oh, and yeah, he had photographers everywhere, so like there's pictures of it all over, and
Yeah.
it was mental. And like on the way out, the police were called because there was like autograph hunters and stuff like that kicking in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. We just sat watching, like watching police interceptors come looking up.
I mean, I've got to ask, did you get any cards signed?
We did, yeah. We got a couple.
Oh, nice.
A bit too far away, but yeah, we got one
Yeah,
signed.
that's
We've got
fine.
just in the process of getting them all sorted into like resin and stuff, but we've got all the packs for when who's done it. So like all the guys that were there helping us out and stuff.
Yeah.
We've got all the packs because he ripped it. Jeez.
Ton.
But I couldn't team bag the cards quick enough for him to rip them. It was that quick.
Oma finally put a shift in, did he?
Oh yeah. That, to be fair, he was spot on. He was, I think if it wasn't for him, I don't think I'd have made it through the day.
No.
He was just like calm, collected, as cool as you like. It's good to.
I love the fact you got something signed though. I always think like sometimes you can be too caught up in the moment, right, and not realize the magnitude of it all, and to have that little memorabilia of it is always cool, man. Like I'd always try and get the picture and with the team and get it signed. It's always nice to remember it that way.
Yeah, we got the picture. It's awkward those things because you never quite know if you're allowed to get anything signed.
Yeah.
There wasn't, when he'd finished with us, there was like 2 other signing companies that had paid to be there.
Wow.
And there was just, he must have signed 500 gloves between us and the actual seminar.
Yeah.
And then the night before, another company had paid for him to do another signing. So it was like, there's all sorts of contracts and stuff like that go on.
Yeah.
And like, you don't want to annoy him. You don't want the first thing to be, oh, can you sign this? And be on stream and go, nope.
That just sets the day off wrong, right?
Yeah. But yeah, it's all a learning curve. Like a lot of these things that we're doing is like, we don't know anyone else that's done it either. So you're a bit like sort of winging it, and we're exactly what you'd expect it to be like, if you know what I mean. Like if you were put in that situation, you're like a bit nervous, and we rocked up, there was no tables.
Yeah, I'd be panicking.
No tables, no chairs. Chris was at Milton Keynes with a banner, so we were like, oh, all right. So we sat, when you go in school halls and there's like the little tables.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like exam season or mock exam season or something.
Yeah.
So there's just all these little tables. We just got 3 in a line. And it was like,
there we go. Yeah. We go.
We didn't know if you had internet signal or anything.
Not on your side of the Pennines. No.
Nah, just a big stick trying to reach over to your end.
I love it.
It was cool. And then, looking forward to see where it goes.
But I think it'll go. I mean, you've had, is it 2 top nights you had now at your place?
Just one.
Top rips nights. Hopefully, there can be more of an input from top as well to get more of an athletes down there. Because I think this is like the massive gap that we have, right? And you guys are bridging it really well now, having the collector being so much closer to the sports personality they're collecting, right? So having your first top Ritz nights, we've seen it happen in London with other stuff. So, hopefully that can help as well, because I just think, again, they go so well hand in hand, them two together.
Yeah, I think logistically, I think it's a bit of a nightmare for them. Bradford's not where we are. We're not the easiest place to get to.
Yeah.
So our thing is we'll try to do it all ourselves. And then if we get any help, it's always a bonus. So I think if we can show that we can do it and we can be trusted with stuff like that and it's worthwhile, then it makes it a lot easier decision for people to back us.
Do you know what? That's very true. But do you know what? It's like the old like build it and they will come, right? I think a lot of people want them to come first, want with the money. Say, oh, if Tops can come with the money and do all that, then we can do it. And you're like, hey, we're going to build it, and then everyone will jump on board. And when we see what we can do, then they'll want to be part of it, sort of thing. That's
cool. It's like I said, back yourself. Like, we don't. If I was a company like Tops looking into doing things, we're not the first one on the list, just because of logistics and things like that. And if I'm making that decision myself, like it's the biggest critic thing, if I'm making that decision, then I've got to make it worthwhile as me for them to get involved.
Yeah. See, I have a different point of view. So if I was Tops guy, I kind of, when you say not the top, I would put you up there with, I think it depends on what the product is, right?
But who are you going to get to Bradford on a Saturday night?
A lot. Nigel Martyn. Former England and Leeds goalkeeper, Nigel Martyn. I think he still plays cricket up there. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
yeah.
But it's like, say, I don't know. I just think you've got to look at geography, right? And you've got to think, right, we've got London easy. Where's our next expansion? They tried Manchester. Did one up there.
Yeah.
They didn't even bring. It's not like they brought like City players, United players, and that was easy enough to do. So it's not. Yeah, I don't know. I just think you've got to keep trying these areas to help grow. You've got to say, right, let's put some money in Bradford, see what happens, and hopefully collectors, turn up for it.
Yeah, but why shouldn't we? It's the same thing. Why shouldn't we prove it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
they're the ones that are pumping the products out, right? It's their products, aren't they? At the end of the day, like they're the ones that are going to be wanting to hobby to grow because they're now controlling the licenses, controlling the products. So they're thinking, how do we grow this for ourselves too? Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, I can't remember who's got the cricket license. There's another thing which would be great for you guys, right? Is that Panini?
No, Tops have it.
Tops. There we go. I think that'd be perfect for you guys.
We've got loads lined up with that.
Yeah. So yeah, just think
we've got Adil Rashid as his cricket centre, like 10 minutes from us.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got a bit lined up.
Yeah, hey, another exclusive. Oh, is that an exclusive?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Nobody knows about Alex Pereira or GSP yet. So
look at that.
Got a few of them.
That's 3 exclusives. The Jameson seen that dove. We haven't even talked about NFL, but that's a whole different ballgame.
We don't talk about that game now.
Yeah. You've been a Vikings fan, and letting Sam Darnold just slip through your fingers.
I'm not too bothered, to be honest.
You must be. You must be.
I don't think he would have won it with us.
Him and JJ better than him and JSN. That's all I'm saying.
I think he'd get up there, but I think his defense carried him a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't think ours would do. I think ours is good, but it's not quite
super
that sort of good.
Yeah.
And I think I'd rather him win it, because it's not like he did anything wrong with us. He came in and gave everything, and we decided not to let him.
Yeah.
I'd rather him win it than like Joe Burrow.
Hey, next year it might be Kyler Murray, right?
Yeah. I saw Baker Mayfield was mentioned the other day.
Nah, he's not leaving Tampa.
Nah, it'd be interesting. Mike Evans though.
Yeah, but I'm not too fussed. He's old enough now. He won't do much in San Fran.
No.
And he had 2 bad injuries this year as well, didn't he? With the shoulder. So
Yeah, true. But yeah,
I'm not.
I'm not looking forward to this season. I'll be honest.
Man, I got a little faith in Kyler, man. Kyler and JJ.
Yeah, I think my worry is what if it doesn't go? Like, what happens with JJ? Because it's the same as Dan. Like, you're that good, you want to have a shot at the Super Bowl, don't you?
Yeah, but not every great player. Like, look at JJ Watt, for instance. Another JJ just stayed on the Texans. I mean, did he get up to did he definitely won maybe one playoff game or something like that? Obviously, we knocked him out, didn't we, as well, 2018. So yeah, not every great Myles Garrett, will he ever get close to winning a Super Bowl? Just the way it is, isn't it? Sometimes greatness doesn't always get there.
No, but I think if I were him, I'd want to. So I'm thinking, if especially when he's in the same class as or he's in the same team as Burrow, Ja'Marr Chase. Imagine if they win one and you don't.
Yeah.
Like,
would you think JJ will sacrifice the money? Like, look at Tyreek Hill, right?
Yeah.
On the Chiefs. Do you think he would? Yeah.
I think he would, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I think he's a man who, he seems to have a lot of principles, especially with the way he's held himself around the Vikings. And I think he's getting to the point where, what point do you cut yourself off as a rebuild? Like, he's had Kirk through to Darnold through to this. Like, at what point do you go, right, I've had enough? Like, I don't want to rebuild.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like,
hey, if he wants to take a pay cut, Chiefs will take him. That's what I'll say to you. Hey, got a chance at the ring right there, baby. Get the ring right there. The Chiefs. Can you imagine that? Kenneth Walker, Mahomes, ooh, JJ.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you wouldn't, if you came out after this year and like, we're not getting anywhere, I want to try somewhere else. He's giving everything. Well, like, I don't know, it hurts me to say it, but like, I think it's within his rights to ask so.
Wow. I am shocked.
That's why I'm worried.
Yeah. I'm shocked. I didn't think you'd say that. I didn't think you'd say that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I don't want to, but you got to be realistic, can't you? Like, as a Vikings fan, it's the worst always happens.
Well, let's hope that Kyler Murray can do some magic. The Murray magic that he's done in the past, take you to a good little playoff run. And JJ thinks, hey, I believe this. And then maybe you sign Murray and he's your guy. Because I don't think JJ is. JJ McCarthy's not the one. But hey ho.
No.
But no, I appreciate you coming on. I said we know you're short time because money is time and time is money and all sort of jazz. But yes, I'm just extremely happy for you guys and happy you got to share your story. And hopefully it inspires a lot of people to take the next step themselves as well. Bet on themselves and take the risk.
Yeah. And if anybody does want to reach out and talk over anything, just drop us a message.
Message Chris.
Yeah, message Chris. To be fair, if you want advice, not Chris. Don't message Chris.
Poor Chris.
Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, if anybody is hobby-wise, we're always open. Whether it is me, Chris, anyone, they'll always help out.
Yeah, I can definitely vouch for that. Stand-up team. But no, thank you once again. And we'll catch everyone next week. Peace.
See you later.